As you have been told that FICCI has launched this committee, Cascade, in 2011 in view of the seriousness of the problem of the illicit trade, and in illicit trade particularly the problems relating to the counterfeiting and smuggling. We have observed that the magnitude of the problem of the illicit trade is much larger than it is commonly perceived. The quantity of goods available in the grey market in violation of the laws governing legal trade is huge. The large size of counterfeited and smuggled goods available in the market has serious adverse impact on the economy as also on the consumers. Today, there is no country and no individual who are immune to the ill consequences of this illicit trade. The goods manufactured and traded in this way never form part of the mainstream of the economy. They remain unaccounted throughout the supply chain, and on them taxes are not paid. As a result of this, large amount of unaccounted black money is generated. As has been told earlier also, that there is no manufactured goods, the counterfeit of which is not available today in the market. As a result of this situation, the governments lose revenue which are needed to provide security to the people and carry out welfare activities such as health, education, agriculture, skill development, creation of jobs, etc. One serious aspect of this problem is that the magnitude of the problem, which is already grave, is further expanding with the passage of time. Huge financial loss is caused to the legal business, since the grey market takes away a big portion of the market of the genuine goods. A sizable amount of the illegal money which is generated in this way is utilized subsequently to finance other criminal activities like insurgency and terrorism. Consumers get goods of substandard quality which endanger their health and life. I will also like to mention that out of these two problems of smuggling and counterfeiting, smuggling is much more harmful than the counterfeiting, particularly because smuggled goods are manufactured in the foreign countries, and in respect of smuggled goods, the employment opportunities which in normal course have been available in India, that gets shifted to the foreign countries. From this you will see that in 2005, the global annual trade in counterfeit goods was estimated by the OECD to be of the order of 200 billion US dollars, which in a matter of 3 years, from 2005 to 2006, went up from 200 billion US dollars to 650 billion US dollars. Then again, other estimate we have for 2015, when it went up from 650 billion US dollars to 1.7 trillion US dollars. It has further been estimated that after another 7 years, that is 2022, this will grow up from 1.7 to 2.81 trillion US dollars. During the last 20 years, the volume of counterfeiting activity has increased by 100 times. Size of trade of counterfeited goods is 10% of the legal international trade. Around 2% of the world's overall economic output is in this illegal activity. This has the statistics in respect of 7 items, and this is based on a study which has been carried out by FICCI Cascade. This first was in 2012 and second was in 2014. After that, in absence of the reliable statistics from the government sources, we have not been able to collect further statistics. I can explain about it that in this all the information is based on the data which has been taken from the government sources. It is like this, that the government compiles statistics of the total goods which are manufactured in the country, the total goods exported and the total goods consumed. So the total goods which are consumed in the country, that should be equal to the total goods which are made plus goods imported minus the goods exported. But these two figures do not match, and it has been found that the total goods which are consumed is always higher than the total goods which are legally available. On this basis, this is the statistics in respect of 7 items, and the items are alcoholic beverages, auto components, consumer hardware, FMCG packaged food, FMCG personal goods, mobile phones and tobacco products. And as you will see that the size of the illicit trade is how fast it has grown, that in respect of alcohol from 10.2 to 16.7, auto components from 29.6 to 33.7, computer hardware, you can see likewise in respect of all the 7 products, the fast pace at which the size of the grey market has grown. And as I have said, that these are the goods which are not illegally accounted for, and on this the taxes are not paid, and nobody is sure about what will be the quality of these products. Now in respect of the same 7 items during the 2 financial years, 2011-12 and 2013-14, you can see what is the loss to the genuine industry, that from in respect of alcoholic beverages, in 2013-14, it was of the order of 14,000 crores, auto components 10,500 crores, computer hardware about 7,000 crores, FMCG packaged food about 22,000 crores, FMCG personal goods about 19,000 crores, mobile phones again the 19,000 crores, and tobacco products 13,000 crores. Again you can see that so far as the loss to genuine industry is concerned, as I have indicated at the bottom, that in 2 years itself the size grew almost by 44%. This slide will indicate you that what is the loss of the revenue to the government, and this is the total of the loss to the state and the central governments. So you can see that in 2 years itself how much loss has increased. It has increased in a matter of 2 years in respect of these 7 items by 50%, so which is a huge loss. In respect of alcohol, it went up from 2,500 to 6,300 crores, auto components from 2,700 to nearly 3,000, computer hardware from about 1,200 to almost 2,000, FMCG personal goods about 6,000 crores, FMCG packaged food about 6,000 crores, mobile phones 6,700, tobacco products 9,000 crores, and the total you can see, I mean this point is important, that in respect of 7 items in 2013-14 financial years, the total loss of revenue to the central and the state governments was of the order of 39,000 crores. So if you see all the products, then the total loss will be huge. I mean, this money which is required by the government for providing security to carry out the welfare activity, this huge amount of revenue is lost. And as we know that the governments, both the central and the state governments, are always having the shortage of the money to carry out the activities which they have to do. All these areas, security, environment, economy, safety, health, all these areas get affected by these activities. So far as the adverse impact is concerned, the number one sufferer of this activity are the consumers, because they pay for the genuine goods but they get substandard and spurious goods. The brand image and the market share of the genuine manufacturers suffer. It finances the terrorism and insurgency in the country. It hampers innovation and R&D. And as I had said earlier, that there is huge reduction in employment opportunity, and that is in a situation where we have number of people who are not able to get jobs, and on the other hand, because of this illegal trade, large number of jobs are lost. This slide is about the policy of the taxation of the government. Here the main point is that the tax revenue is the main source of revenue for the government, and because of this illegal trade, as I have shown earlier, that huge amount of tax revenue is lost. But in the government also there is some thinking required about the change in the policy, that sometimes the tax rates are unreasonably high, and because of that the profit in evasion of the tax becomes very high, which provides incentive to this type of illegal activity. So the point which we try to make is that the government, when it fixes the tax rates, has to take into account, and proper balance has to be made between the tax need of the government and the impact which it will have on the people. Now, about this illegal activity, the important point is that it is a low risk and high reward criminal activity, and it has become so because the chance of detection is very low. The penal provisions in our country is still not very severe. Enforcement is not as efficient as it should be. Even after the person has been caught, and even though the penal provisions are not severe, but the court proceedings also take a long time. And as a result of all this, the situation which has resulted is that the fear which should be there in the minds of the people who violate the law in making these illegal goods is totally lacking. So this situation has to change, but this situation will not change unless there is a pressure of the public opinion on the government that this is also a very important thing. And we are happy that in our seminar today, Honorable Finance Minister of Telangana is here, and when such important people come in our seminar, we get a confidence that in future this situation will change, and the government and the enforcement agencies, they will realize that this also is a very important activity, and taking effective action to curb this type of illegal trade will change the government will take the action which is required, which at present is not there. So the main message which we want to convey through this seminar is that there should be a change in the policy of the government. There should be emphasis on the to make the enforcement situation effective. Only then this situation will change.